Roleplay Retcon does not own any part of the movies we retcon, nor are we associated with the artists who make them. Also, while most episodes are safe for all listeners, please do check the individual episode descriptions for any content warnings.
The soundtrack for this series features Them Damn Dogs. You can find them on Spotify, Bandcamp, or at themdamndogs.com. Welcome to Rehash. This is where we get to do the classic movie podcast thing, because that's fun, and we don't ever get to do that otherwise. We're going to talk a little about the original movie, talk about how our version stacks up to that original movie, and talk about the game a little bit, and, just unwind, say goodbye to each other in a natural way that lets the grieving process flow.
I don't like the saying goodbye part.
Yeah.
I appreciate saying the grieving process flow, and then everyone just stares at the camera like,
well, Grant, we were flowing, Grant.
Step 1, we will now be in denial. You open on
No, this isn't happening.
For real. Okay, but real. Warning. We are probably going to spoil, almost certainly going to spoil the movies The Longest Yard. Probably both the original and the remake. So if you want to watch those movies unspoiled, do so now and then come back.
Right now, stop what you're doing.
On that note, guess what I did today? Guess what I did 2 hours ago?
Did you rewatch The Longest Yard?
No.
Did you poop?
I watched the 1977 film,
Ooh,
Star Wars: A New Hope.
Oh,
good.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I watched the original Burt Reynolds Longest Yard. I did.
Did you like it better?
It was surprising how similar they were.
Right.
I got a few of your jokes now. Also, the part where Caretaker dies is way more horrifying.
Yeah,
he just straight up
unnecessarily graphic.
Yeah. So that's the big difference, I think, is I would not call the original movie a comedy. It's very much a drama.
Which is funny because the original movie definitely calls itself a comedy.
Yeah, but it's really not. It's not. And not just because it has a horrifying death scene in it, the whole thing, there's no jokes in it. It's definitely a drama. It's not a bad one, really.
Ben, did you calibrate yourself to 1970s jokes?
No, God damn it, I didn't. I forgot to drink a White Russian before.
Yep.
Classic mistake.
And I shaved, which was a mistake.
Did you? White Russian, Grant?
I did. Well, it's milk.
First it's not. It's half and half.
Oh, okay.
You can make it with milk.
I mean, I typically do, but it's supposed to be made with half and half. And Kahlua.
I also don't like vodka.
What's the other part? Vodka?
Kahlua and vodka.
Now, listen, I love a good Kahlua drink, though.
Mm-hmm.
Kahlua and milk is very popular over here in Japan, and it's so tasty.
I'm with
they
Alex
don't
on
put
this
the vodka in it, though.
Alex is right. That drink's good.
But yeah, Kahlua and milk is just boozy, chocolatey.
Do you like grasshoppers, Jency?
The bug?
Okay.
Yeah. Do you like the bug?
I like those.
I kind of like them. Yeah, they're kind of nice. They pop a lot. They're green. They're pretty color. I don't know what the drink has been. I don't know what a grasshopper is.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that's also not important to.
Are you going to tell me?
No,
I don't know how to make one. They're kind of minty and kind of creamy.
I have to
creamy is maybe not the right word, but they're definitely kind of milky. But anyway, not important.
Do we want to introduce our guest for the last time?
Oh,
have
we'll
we
say
done?
goodbye.
Hello.
No, because we'll say goodbye at the end. So if you don't know who Grant is by now, what are you doing? But
maybe they just wanted to hear 4 randos talk about this 2005 Adam Sandler flick.
Maybe.
Hello, I am one of these randos.
I love the idea of stumbling upon Roleplay Retcon and skipping all of the role play episodes and just going to the the post episodes just to hear like oh man, you gotta wait 2 months, but they really have some great film analysis right at the end.
That's what my wife does.
That's not a bad. That's not a bad idea. Like it kind of lets you know what to expect out of the series. Like if you're
very much
on
a bad
the fence
idea
about it.
It is. There are not many worse ideas.
I can think of a few.
Okay, Ben.
There's probably a few.
I can think of a lot of worse ideas, but okay. Anyway, Grant is here, and he's our football expert. And we
Hello.
love him.
That's me. That rare intersection of nerd that appreciates this particular hobby and also sport.
Sport.
We talked a lot about this at the beginning, before the season, but it's been a while. Do you want to tell us about your feelings about football in general, or your feelings about the movie, or?
I can do both. I love football as a sport. It's my favorite. I've been a fan since I was 5 years old, and my parents plopped me in front of the 1997 Super Bowl, and it was between the Green Bay Packers and the Denver Broncos. And my parents, well, my mom specifically was like, okay, 5-year-old, who are we cheering for in this game? And there's an entire team with G's on their helmets. And that's the Green Bay Packers. And when you're 5, everything has the first letter of your first name on it. So that belonged to me legally. So I picked the Packers, and they proceeded to lose the Super Bowl. And I got very sad about it. But I've been a fan of them ever since, and I love the sport itself. I like that it's very cerebral and very athletic, and unlike any other kind of sport out there. I hate the NFL. The league that organizes and runs it is full of wicked men and women who should be thrown in the pits of Hades for spoiling the beautiful game. But I still watch it every year without fail, to the ire of my wife. The longest yard of the movie is fine.
I agree.
We're moving into a new era here at Roleplay Retcon where we do some meh stuff instead of outright just garbage. So
I watched it in preparation of this series, and I was like, you know what, this isn't as bad as I remember it being. It's not good, but
I think it's an all right movie. I think the worst part about the movie is Adam Sandler.
Without a doubt, the fact they put Adam Sandler in it is the worst part of the movie. I think it's not a lot going for it. I think it's not a lot going against it. The main thing being, much like the original, it's not sure what it wants to be, if it's going to be funny or drama or whatever. Some of the gendered humor in that is a little lowbrow, a little low quality for my liking. It's a little bit like, ha ha, isn't it funny that you can be gay?
Yeah.
Sometimes it is funny.
Yeah, but not when Adam Sandler makes a joke.
Not to laugh at, just to laugh with.
Yeah, exactly. It's not like, tee-hee, aren't we gay and silly? It's like, ha-ha, men can have sex sometimes, and we should laugh when it happens. Is it the most homophobic thing I've ever seen in my life? No, far from it. There are some things that are weirdly progressive about it, but it's 2005, so take that for what it's worth.
As they move into doing a second remake, third iteration of this movie, what do you think they should do? Like, hey, maybe that's a good question for the group. What should they take from ours?
Make it funny. Write jokes.
Yeah.
Yes. Who do they have cast? Has the casting been confirmed?
Nothing. I mean, it's just.
I think it's just an announcement.
Okay.
I don't think
or
it's
speculation
even
even
pre-production. It may never
they should
happen.
certainly cast funny people, I think.
Mm-hmm.
At least.
Yeah.
See, I don't think they should.
Oh.
I think they should Bel Air it. I think they should make it a drama.
That could also be
interesting.
fun.
Oh.
That could also be fun.
If you're gonna make it a comedy, cast funny people. Yes, I get what you're saying.
You can make a comedy
agreed.
without funny people, though.
If you're gonna make it a comedy, make it a comedy. If you're gonna make it a drama, make it a drama. Don't make it a comedy drama.
Yeah, don't toe the line. Don't try and kill the caretaker character. unless you're gonna go drama, then like really punch it. I don't know. I feel like you could go either way. You could go goofy sports comedy, just in and of itself, or you could just go full on like takedown of the prison system while also trying to make this football game make sense.
That 70s movie said "fuck the police."
100%
way
it does.
more than the 2005 one did.
100% it does.
Yeah.
Thank you,
I think
Burt
that-
Reynolds.
I think that's a good thing that we did in ours too. They should use that.
I like our ending a lot.
I'll say, I think this thing where like Paul Crewe shaved points off and everyone really hated him for that. Like that never resonated with me. Maybe it resonates more with you if you're a fan of football. Maybe it is like truly a like moral. Not at all.
When they're talking about shaving points, they're talking about like this guy took a bribe to throw a game, essentially.
Yeah,
like he would intentionally like not score as many points as he was capable of, simply to make bettors or the people paying him happy. And I'm like, I don't know that's such a like 1930s problem, you know?
Yeah.
Like that's a thing that really happened to a baseball team, and it was such a like a mark on their legacy. They literally changed their name out of shame.
Which one was it?
That was the Chicago White Sox. They used to be called the Chicago Black Sox, and then they literally threw the World Series to like pay off some, I want to say mafia debts. Don't quote me on that. And then everyone got so pissed they did that because they were so heavily favored to win that they were like, okay, we are now the White Sox because we're good boys now.
We're the best boys.
Wow.
I think that's one thing that they could take from ours, though, is like, I know we did it in kind of a joking, unserious way with the whole maple syrup thing, but I genuinely like this idea of like,
real crime.
Well, not real crime, but of Paul Crewe having like
something to overcome when he goes to prison.
Maybe it doesn't have to be a substance abuse problem, but it could be a gambling problem. It could be something like that, like him getting help from that, like from friends, and like having to overcome that, and like not like be presented with a choice of like selling out his team or succumbing to this problem.
I big agree with that. I very much so think that would be the way to go, because in the shaving point scenario, it's like, okay, let's say best case scenario, Paul Crewe learns his lesson. When he gets out of prison, he's not an NFL quarterback anymore, so he can't be like, all right, I promise to never throw a football game again. It's like, yeah, we know, bro.
Yeah, sure, you're in prison now. Yeah. Yeah. Can I talk about my character a little bit?
Please.
Yeah, but
I mean, when else will you?
Well, I'm realizing that like the audience saw some disconnect probably because my character was going to be a lot different when we were doing rookie camp. Because I eventually like crafted him as this like enthusiastic guy, as a Brucey. It's so weird. Why was Brucey like the one guy you kept?
I think the name is really funny.
Yeah, sure.
And when Brucey came up in the story, listen, I'm not gonna lie to you, Ben. I kind of like I needed like an in between scene, and I didn't have anything planned. And I was like, I do need a Brucey type character for Portman, and I didn't write a name down, so I was like, fuck it, it's still Brucey.
It's still Brucey.
I mean. And like, I don't know, shout out to all you memers out there who've ever used the it's Brucey's time. Yeah, all you listen, like the original Brucey became a meme. Like you have that, I don't know if it's a meme in like you layman's communities, but in the sports community for sure, like if a team suffers enough injuries, somebody will always inevitably post that scene or that clip or that picture of Brucey going, it's Brucey's time to shine, and then immediately getting hurt.
Mm-hmm.
But like, so I was originally going to be that guy, kind of along that character. And then, but at that point we had not decided what we were going to be arrested for.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I want him to have done something bad. Like
you were also too
bad.
competent too soon to be the Brucey type. Like you almost got away from going to jail, and we almost had to cut you entirely.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't trying to work against you, I promise.
that was a valuable lesson for me to learn. That was something where I was like, okay, maybe we don't need to make them roll for everything. Maybe if you just need something to happen, you should just make it happen.
Yeah. So that me coming up with this like grifting thing is like really informed the character, which is why the character changed so much between episode 1 and rookie camp.
And I mean, good.
Yeah.
Listen, I feel like you can come into a session 0 with an idea of what you want to do, and then the story happens to your character, and whoop, we learn new things about them by opening our mouth and speaking as them, and that's good to do.
I just wanted the audience to know. Just wanted the audience to know.
I think Bocephorus was supposed to be a little bit more violent from the get-go, but Gen Z very quickly found his heart, so you know.
Yeah,
I don't know. I like that he was nice about everything except that he was like, I have no problem with violence.
Loves to squish cops.
Loves it.
Yeah.
Violence doesn't have to be mean-spirited, is what Bocephorus says.
Yeah.
Violence can be practical
such a good character
completely
choice.
unemotional.
Listen, sometimes violence is the answer, okay? Mm-hmm. Sometimes it is. And Bocephorus understands that. Sometimes it's not, obviously. But sometimes it is.
When it involves like the police, it is.
Spiders, I think violence is not the answer with spiders.
No, you're right.
Depends on the spider.
It does just now. Listen, it does. If it's a Black Widow, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
If it's got a
that's it's me or you situation, and it sure as hell ain't gonna be me.
And I'm sorry. We're not relocating, baby. We're just gonna die. One of us is gonna die today.
Me holding a can of hairspray. All right, you ready to die?
Alex, I feel like
shaking like I'm Wyatt Earp.
Alex, I feel like you found like Portman's arc along the way.
Yeah. I don't think I ever had a plan for Portman. I was just do funny accent, be in love with maple syrup.
I think you did going into that finale though.
It got there.
We had a good chat about it. Like we were just trying to figure like what will it take for Portman to realize like, you know, I think it was just me as a director, GM, whatever you want to call me, just like I hit it where it's like, okay, well the lesson that Paul Crewe learns is friends are in fact good. And Portman, I don't want to say has been resistant to that lesson, but it hasn't like revealed itself. So I think we had to pivot at a certain point, and we did find it in the last episode for sure, where it's like, okay, it's not that Portman needs friends, it's that Portman needs to realize that what's been promised to him is not guaranteed, and that maybe these authority figures don't actually have what he wants at heart with their intentions. And that's, you know, once we figured that out, then it was like, okay, then we can let Portman discover the importance of why he's here, develop in the epilogue, you know?
Hey, who tried to murder us?
Unofficially. Okay, I had a few different ideas for that. Because there's a scene in The Longest Yard in the movie, right? Where it's revealed that it was that little shady little shithole prisoner who was helping the guards the whole time, who rigged it up because he knew how to do that. That was going to be Trash. But then you befriended Trash, and he didn't have a reason to betray you. But I also knew that I didn't want to actually kill Caretaker. From minute one, I was like, I'm not doing that fucking scene. I'll like do a reference to it. I'll do an homage to it. But like, if you're going to try and hurt someone who's actually going to like be a problem, it would be Portman. Like Portman's the person who's getting people to believe in this cockamamie scheme and getting the prisoners all riled up. So why would you go after Caretaker when you're supposed to cut the head off the snake? Mm-hmm. So I left it kind of ambiguous on purpose. But I think if you want to like know who did it, I would personally buy into it was Captain Knievel at the behest of the warden, or at the very least, Captain Knievel was covering for some low-level guard who could take the blame for it and get fired.
Was his name Captain Knudsen or whatever in the 2005 remake too? Or was it just in the 70s
it's something
one?
stupid like that.
Yeah, I was like, oh, that was what that joke was. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird though. In the original movie, is like he sets up the murder of Caretaker, and then at the end, he gets like a little bit of a redemption thing. It's like, oh, he plays honorably, and it's like,
yeah,
no,
it's
you murdered
it's
a guy.
so dumb.
You murdered a guy.
It's so unearned. Like it makes no sense. Like Captain Knievel has hated Canoe or whatever it is, has hated this guy the entire fucking movie, and then all of a sudden the professional quarterback play good, and he's like, you know what, you're a good man. I didn't kill Caretaker. I hope you know that. And I can't
Like,
take this shot.
Though.
I can't kill him. He's my friend now. It's like, why?
So yeah, your turn was a little more believable. Unless he did actually try to murder. No, okay.
Yeah, I think if you were gonna really like hold me to the coals on it, I would say it was an unnamed low level guard that Captain Knievel was covering for, and if anything came up, that would be the person who could take the fall for it. Very corrupt police force shit, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. I liked your character because he was like mean, but he hadn't done anything that was not redeemable, you know?
Sure.
He was like,
oh,
like you could turn your shit around anytime and we would be cool. And like, that's kind of what you did. You were like, holy shit, I'm so sick of this warden.
Yeah, that was the whole thing. And the easier, the more, all of my thoughts coming out of my mouth at the same time, like a fucking like renegade rail station. What I like about the ending, and like this is something I've been thinking about, I was like, it probably would have been more like made more dramatic sense if I fudged some rolls, gave the guards a little bit more ammo, ran the score up, kept it close the whole game. But as it became clear that like you were all gonna keep rolling like gangbusters and the gap between your scores got wider and wider, it gave me a real reason to like get to the heart of what I wanted to do with the guards, which was they hate doing this. The warden is like so far up his own ass. He's doing vanity projects for fun, and they don't want to be a part of it. Like they're as much a victim of the culture the warden is setting up as the prisoners are. They just are granted authority within the system, so they abuse it. And then when push comes to shove, they're like, okay, now these guys are kicking our asses at football, the thing we don't like doing in the first place. And the warden is clearly drunk with power. He's drunk with power in the movie too, but I just did not understand how this football game is going to help him run for governor, so I scrapped that plot entirely.
It was better in the 70s one, because in the 70s he's depicted like the mayor from Jaws. Like he is more like your guy. He's the kind of guy that would say, hell yeah, like I'm the damn president, which will live in my head forever, Grant.
I was channeling the OG warden a little bit more. I just wanted him to be
weird
goofier.
that the 2005 one was like so like professional, right? It's like, well, you're not. You're running a football league with your guards versus your prisoners.
An
like
absolute
you're a used car
waste of James Cromwell, I might add. An absolute waste of a great actor.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like, first of all, Grant is an amazing director. Like, I will sing Grant's praises into the wind, into the world, on top of a mountain. To the moon.
You. Under the sea.
But one of my very favorite things is like I have never been a football fan, and it's not that I hate football, it's just that I have tried to watch it. Like when I was in school, I was in band, so I had to go to the football games, and I would just sit there and be like, I don't know what the fuck is going on. I don't understand it. It's so complicated. There's so much. I do not understand it, and no one explained it to me, so I was just like, it's hard to penetrate if you don't know what's going on.
Yes.
It's just so hard to penetrate. And so I just kind of was like, well, this is not for me, obviously. And culturally, I'm from the deep south, so football is anyway.
Culty here? Yeah.
Anyway, but having said all of that, Grant was so cool about me not knowing the football, and he was so patient and very good at explaining things, and I never felt like overwhelmed or stressed or anything, so that was good.
I'm glad to hear it. I don't like it when people make like other people feel bad for not understanding how a sport works. Because like I kind of approach it in the same way where I'm like, like blah, 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 really popular TV show on right now. Oh, I don't watch that show. What do you mean you don't watch it? It's like, well, don't make me feel, well, now I'm really not going to watch it. Fuck you. I don't care about Breaking Bad that much. that your judgment of me suddenly makes me want to do it.
Right. Yeah, that's a good comparison.
Yeah. I'm like, if you enjoy things, then you should enjoy like talking about them and explaining them, and should know how to do so in like a cool way that makes it accessible. Like, I don't know. There's a lot of gruff out there from like older guy football fans, and they hate how many women got into football this year because Taylor Swift started dating Travis Kelce. And I'm like, dude, that's cool. like how many boyfriends throughout all of time have tried to get their girlfriends interested in this sport to no avail, and all of a sudden the door is open and now you resent it?
At least two.
Yeah.
At least two.
At least two. It's weird how it sort of becomes gatekeepy too,
Yes.
Like gatekeeping is such a
I'm whatever the opposite of a gatekeeper is. I'm that guy at the security.
You're holding the door open.
I'm holding the door open. I'm like, come on in, whatever. You got a bomb? I don't care.
You're a Walmart greeter.
You're such a gentleman.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, well,
Although you are
I
actually
love that.
secretly part of loss prevention. You're not really there to make people feel welcome.
I'm the 90-year-old Walmart greeter who is absolutely not doing that part of the job.
Yeah, there you go. I like the
those
opposite of a
Walmart
gatekeeper being loss prevention. You keep the stuff in.
Yeah.
Don't. Hey, now you're not leaving here with that. You're saying right in this. You're saying right in my fandom.
You don't let people leave the fandom. You gatekeep the other side.
Like, well, that was a good thing.
You
I'm gonna
come in,
go.
but
Like,
you-
oh wait, hold on.
You can come in, but you can't check out.
That's
Okay,
funny.
this is a joke, but I have literally held people hostage and showed them like clip after clip from RuPaul's Drag Race and trying to indoctrinate them into watching that show. So yes, I am.
I know.
The
We
loss
just
prevention.
spent a couple of months with you
Nice.
doing a football
I
thing,
love
Grant.
Mhm, mhm.
Yeah,
I locked
so
them
I
all
do
in
feel
the
like
room.
I'm part of the fandom now. I'm officially a football fan. I still have never really watched it, but that doesn't matter.
Name one
I watch
football,
clips.
Jency.
One football.
One
the,
football.
The football shaped one. That's brown.
There you go.
Can you
They
name a
get to
football
stay.
brand?
Nike?
Probably.
I
Franklin.
don't know.
No, I don't think
Damn it.
Nike makes equipment. They just make clothing.
Wilson, probably, right?
Wilson
But-
does. All the big ones. Wilson, Spalding.
Spalding, of course. Of course. I should have known.
It's
We're
just
gonna
that
cut
high
that.
quality
That's not
entertainment you're
funny.
looking for,
Yeah, that's
folks.
not funny. Anyway,
But yeah, my algorithm is now like on Instagram. I get football clips all the time. That means I'm a real fan.
That means you're a real
a
fan.
true fan.
Yeah.
All right. Last chance to talk about The Longest Yard and how our version stacks up against it. Did we do better?
I think so.
I think on a second draft, we would really have something, honestly. I mean, like,
Yeah.
you got to realize this is our first time through it. This is our first pass.
Sure.
But, like, I definitely think we came up with, like, more, like, compelling, like, hooks for the characters. And I think the idea of it not being such a focused thing on one character and it being more of an, I like this idea of, like, a trio of people that, maybe that's just because I like TTRPGs, but
Obviously we couldn't have the whole machine go through Alex because that's boring to listen to for AP
And his
podcasting.
character was crazy.
Yeah, like I think Alex would have lost his entire ass voice if we just made him do everything in every scene.
Probably.
I don't know. I feel like we had a little bit more like of something to say. I think our core philosophy was stronger. I think our characters are a little bit more defined. I would probably trim a few of the NPCs a bit. Having to
I don't
keep
know.
track of the whole football team and like keep plugging them in when there were very clear favorites and people who were more useful prove challenging. That's definitely something that's easier to do in a movie than it is in an RPG, to have a whole cast of characters. But like every week I would send you like, here's a reminder of who's on your team. And it'd be like, who the fuck are these people?
Yeah, no, I appreciated that too because like they're all named food. Well, not all of them, but a good chunk of
Most
them.
of
Are
them.
A lot of
food-related
food.
names.
I wish I had a reason why, Gen Z. I wish I could tell you why I did that. I just think it's funny.
I love it. I think it's great. I love the naming. I'm not saying anything bad about that, but it did make me as a player be like, which one was that again? Which
Yeah.
one was that?
Yeah.
But no, I loved it. I loved the names. Please don't get me wrong. I thought it was so funny. I'm here
If I was
for
going
it.
to take a second spin at it, I would keep the food names only to the chef characters. I wouldn't have a character named Horseradish.
Yeah.
The chef characters were so good.
It didn't hurt anybody to have them all named after food. It didn't hurt anybody.
No, it was good. It was good.
Yeah, the Beef Boys all made. I can actually like reveal some of my jokes now. So the head chef Beanbo Breen is a direct parody of the actual Pittsburgh Steeler legend, Mean Joe Green.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, nice.
I know who Mean Joe Green is, and I still didn't get that. How come he never gave me a Coke, Grant?
Good question, actually. That would have been really funny. Hey, kid. Catch.
Actually,
no, you have to give him a Coke, and then he gives you a towel.
Yeah, the
jersey. A jersey. That's what it is.
So that's why.
Is this like an advertisement or something?
There's a very popular Coke commercial with Mean Joe Green in it where he's walking out onto Heinz Field, and a kid gives him a Coke, and he drinks all of it before the game, and then he's so grateful he throws a green jersey at him.
Aw, nice.
Nice Joe Green, actually.
Yeah, that sounds pretty nice.
Pretty nice.
That was my main. I mean, Peter Pistol obviously is the retwisting of Pistol Pete. That's nothing to that.
Who's
Captain
even a basketballman?
That's true. That's also true. Captain Knievel, we talked about it already. It's just me hearing the name Captain Knauer over and over again, and all my brain could think of was Evil Knievel. And I wanted it to be clear that this version of him was going to be actually evil, so he became Knievel.
Yeah, but we never made that joke, did we?
I feel like we did. Maybe I don't remember.
Yeah.
Oh, did we? Okay, then. I'll tell you one thing we didn't do. Hey, audience, I just want to go and apologize for this. We know that we got Trash to make some device that was going to like give us an edge. And we got into the finale and we remembered we had done that, but could not remember what the device is and still cannot because that episode is not run yet and I haven't edited yet. Sorry about that. Sorry that didn't come back up.
Yeah. Something that will happen whenever I run something is I'll have a little pre-baked ideas for characters, and then it will become clear that that character's usefulness runs out at a certain point. So I just shelve them usually. Like when it became clear that we weren't going to be relying on Trash a whole lot for future things, and your team was way more interested in interacting with the guards or Peter or the offensive linemen, the good ones. Then it's like, okay, so I don't think I have like much of a use for Trash. It'd be weird to plug him into the narrative at this point. Maybe Ben remembers he has that thing, maybe he doesn't, but I'm also just like a fan, like, explore it organically. This is a game. We're not writing a script. Not every Chekhov gun has to fire in an AP.
That's what makes it good because we can know like what characters are working and what things are working, and we don't have to just like force something that's not working to be in the whole thing.
Yeah,
unless it's
looking at you, the longest yard.
Unless it's say a very challenging accent. No.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I give up on accents all the time. You heard my French lady devolve into a German.
Oh, Alex, that was actually supposed to be a dig at me, not at you.
Oh, I just always assume it's a dig at me.
Aww.
Portman was very consistently good on the accent.
Because it's really easy to just do a pirate accent.
It really. I do want to give
choice, which I can see why Alex would assume it was a dig at him.
It was a big choice, and because it was such a big choice, Alex got to do the biggest payoff of the whole series by doing the like X amount of years later, my voice is different now, and I'm clean now choice, which was like. I maybe you're not on the Patreon and didn't watch the Riverside video of it, but you should have seen like the three of us all just like flying off our cameras away from our microphones, so we're not like guffawing in your ears the whole time. Our like jaws are on the floor, and it's such a simple choice to make, and maybe even like borderline obvious, but like none of us were prepared for it, and it was so good and it was so funny, and it just. The amount of character growth you can show by just dropping an accent. It was so good.
It was amazing. So good.
It's funny too because Ben was over and we were watching the latest Make Some Noise episode on Dropout, and they did the exact same joke.
Mm-hmm.
I
They
saw
had, they had a
that.
prompt that was a pirate tries a throat lozenge for the first time, and it was just basically a sped up evolution of what I did.
Yeah, I
Well,
saw
we
that
did it
clip.
with narrative stakes, damn it.
And I immediately sent it to Ben and Alex.
Yeah.
But for the record, Alex 100% did that first.
Yeah,
Well,
I didn't even know.
I'm
that
sure
was
I
a
didn't do
thing.
it
Technically,
first. Like,
they
in the
recorded it
world.
probably before we recorded it.
Well, we
Sure.
weren't there.
Yeah, we're not in the studio. But what I'm saying is that Alex did that joke
Independent.
All I'm saying,
independently.
both of us came up with the idea independently of each other. We probably saw it from somewhere else.
They've had to do that. They had to put a little disclaimer at the bottom one time that they said film before the SNL sketch that's very similar to this one time.
Yeah.
so they'll understand.
It's called parallel thinking, and it happens all the time.
We should real quick. I'm gonna count that as your favorite moment, Grant. Anyone else got a favorite moment?
Oh, I have a favorite moment. It's about me though.
It's okay.
Good. Both
Because
of
mine's
us.
about me too.
When, oh my God, when my character scored the touchdown, that was so
Yes.
exciting. Like,
Big
I didn't
yes.
even know that was a thing you could do in football. But it happened, and I was so happy.
I adore that scene. I love that Bo Cephas got his scoop and score. I love a big man touchdown. That's like in the in the NFL. It happens so rarely, and I'm glad we got to pay homage to one of my favorite phenomena.
The big man touchdown.
Yeah, it was
It's a
nice.
big man
It made me
touchdown.
happy.
Did you mean huge man touchdown?
No, I have to
Stop
cut
it,
that.
Alex! Stop it!
Please stop
You're
making
so
me
mean.
edit a rehash.
No,
Hey,
never.
Don't cut it. You don't have to cut it. Hey,
They
audience,
won't
he's just
know.
talking
It's not
about
because
this
of
huge.
you. They have no idea what that means.
I'm just gonna tell him right now, Ben. It's because of a ghost that's following me. He's a huge man. Okay, don't worry about it. Next.
It's
We
also
probably-
a joke from a video game called Observation Duty.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, true.
I'm on observation duty.
Well, you aren't right now. You're
That's the
recording
name
a
of the game.
podcast.
Anyway, I'm pretty sure we've done this exact thing. I'm pretty sure we have explained huge man and that and the other thing, and I just don't remember.
Hey Ben,
Then you
what's your
can leave
part
it
of the
in
show?
because people will know.
Parallel thinking for ghosts.
Our true fans are gonna be like, oh yeah, the ghost. Right, I get it.
All right,
Fine.
I actually now have two favorite parts because Jinsey reminded me of one.
Well,
and then
pick
I
one,
can,
Ben.
well, one of them is about me, so I want to have one that's not about me. So one of them is when Bocephorus is like, oh, okay, I'll play a little worse, but that doesn't feel right to me. Like I can't even do it. I cannot do what Jinsey did, and like I almost like just started actual crying when that happened.
Aw. Was
Yeah.
that the thing that you almost cried at? There was something else.
Yeah. Yeah, when you
Was
no,
it?
it was when Bocephorus said that I feel bad.
Oh, it's when he was talking to the others and he said,
Yeah.
I think he's trying to play bad on purpose, and that makes me feel bad.
Yeah, when Bo figured it out, absolutely. Yeah. I said it before we started recording, but I was like, there were some loose threads hanging around for Portman and for Cornflake. And when I was doing the preparations for it, I was like, which character doesn't have a complicated thing going on? Bocephorus.
Yeah.
Who's the emotional heart of this team that I can absolutely use against them? Bocephorus. Because this is really important to him.
And Alex
He's
and I like
just
kind
a
of
simple
even
man.
independently were like, yeah, like we both have to come. We're both gonna have to have some kind of like emotional arc here, and making Bocephorus like part of that is like how we're gonna like put a button on this.
Yep. I warned Genzi ahead of time. I was like, listen, you're probably going to be the engine of this episode. And Genzi's like, bring it on.
Oh, good. Oh, good. My other favorite part is I think like the back and forth about the shrimp tattoo never came up again after the first episode, but the back and forth about like, I'll show you my big shrimp. like the double entendre. Like I think that was like some of Alex and I's like best improv we've ever done.
Yeah.
That was funny.
Yeah. It's funny what bits and through lines go by the wayside when you only record like every 2 or 3 weeks. You
Yeah.
forget everything.
Yeah.
Alex, got a favorite part?
It's got to be Ben's got a giant penis.
Uh-huh.
So
your joke is your favorite part.
Yeah, always.
Because Alex is funny.
My joke's always the funniest thing.
It's true.
I remember being there, being like, "There's no way Ben's keeping it," and then you did.
Yeah. Well, my favorite part was you keeping it in, Ben.
Well,
the bravery.
I couldn't edit around it. It was impossible.
Whatever helps you sleep at night, Ben. I thought it was just really bold and brave of you to keep it in.
Off of that, though, there was one part. There was one part where I think I was talking about Ben's character Cornflake having a big penis, and then Ben was like, "No, it's me that has the big penis, not Cornflake." And I was like, "What?"
Yeah. Get it right, Jency.
That was so funny.
Ben has the biggest penis.
I felt like, see, to me, I was diving on a grenade for Cornflake. I was like, I don't want them to speculate about Cornflake's deal. I'm going to protect him.
But your deal.
Yeah, by telling everyone what my deal is.
It was funny.
Average.
I thought it was so funny.
It's a normal person one.
God.
And it was like, mine. Don't mix me and my character up. I'm the one with the big dick. That's so funny.
I actually did cut at least one out.
Oh,
You did. You
maybe
definitely
that
did.
one?
It was
just-
right on top of another
It was
one.
right on top of another one, and it kept it at a rule of 3 thing, so it was good. But anyway, all right, that's favorite parts. So let's talk a little about. Hey, do you want to talk about the game first, or do you want to cast first?
Whatever you want, Ben. I'm here for you, baby.
Well, it was democratic. I was going to make it democratic.
I vote for Ben to choose.
I vote for Ben to choose.
That's not.
It's unanimous. It's
But
unanimous.
I opened it up to the floor because I wasn't sure.
Let's talk about the
Oh.
game.
And the floor
Let's talk
answered
about
you.
the game.
I vote for the game.
Let's talk about
Okay,
the
I
game.
vote for
Let's
the
do
game.
business first and then pleasure second. So,
The game is my pleasure. Play Ball is made by my dear friend Caufield, who, and I've mentioned it before, but it's originally a baseball game, which I've also run as a baseball game, and I want to run as a baseball game again one day. In fact, okay, here's a true story for you, Ben. I guess for all of you. I knew Play Ball was a system I wanted to pitch for whatever I wanted to throw at you for Roleplay Retcon. And I sat there for a good long while trying to figure out if there was a bad baseball movie that I was passionate enough about to turn into a movie. And every baseball movie I could think of is good.
yeah, there's no bad baseball movies. The worst baseball movie is Angels in the Outfield, and it's still pretty good.
And it's still pretty good.
Disagree. Hard
Stop
disagree.
saying that.
Okay, it's pretty bad. You're right.
Because like, what are your options?
not bad.
Like, you have The Sandlot, great movie. Angels in the Outfield, cheesy, but no one would ever call it like a bad movie that flopped
It's a
or
good
anything.
movie.
It's a good
I'm
movie.
100% sure that one of the dozen sequels to Major League is probably bad.
Every movie after Major League is bad, but I can't waltz into Roleplay Retcon. Hello, I want to do Major League 2. Like, no.
Hey,
Maybe.
it might have happened.
You know, like there's The Rookie, there's fucking
Is the
Oh,
Rookie
God.
the one with the kid that has the rubber band arm?
yes.
Or is that Rookie of the Year?
Rookie of the Year, that's what I'm thinking of. Rookie of the Year.
There's 10 Cup.
Well, Tin Cup is
Rudy?
bad. But that's golf.
Rudy's a football movie, actually.
Yeah.
Damn
okay.
it.
Thank you for
See, I'm trying
connecting.
to say things like I know what I'm talking about.
Rudy, okay, I don't want to go on a tangent, but Rudy, good movie, bad person. That movie's like 100% inaccurate and overglorifies him. The real Rudy sucks as a person.
Yikes.
All right. Before we get too far away from this,
Yes.
my joke in saying 10 Cup was I was waiting for someone to say it's a golf movie, and I was like, it's a bad baseball movie if it's a golf movie.
Okay. Well,
That's funny. But I didn't know what that movie was, Alex. But I could see that you had like a sly little smile, and I was like, something's going on here, but I don't know what it is.
it is a quintessential bad movie, though. We could do it sometime.
That's true. Anyway, yeah, I just like the system a lot because it's like, I don't know, it combines my love of sport with my love of Persona. Because it's like,
yeah. Fuck yeah.
yeah, it's you normally play it as school kids, playing a sport, and you have your social life that helps your sport life, and then you have your sport life. So that's what draws me to it. I love that it can be exactly as elaborate as you want it to be. I asked from the get-go, like, hey, there's a cinematic version of this game where like you just play the moments and you don't worry about like actually playing or running up a score. You just play like the high drama. And Ben was like, no, we'll do it with the stats. And I was like, okay.
Oh,
So
I don't remember that. Did I do that?
Well, it certainly wasn't Genzi.
I mean, I probably thought it sounded like you wanted to do that.
I very distinctly gave you the two options because I was fine either way. And I
oh, yeah, I was like, nah, we want to engage with the game on his turn.
Yes, that's what it was. Yes. So, yeah. I love Play Ball. How did you guys like playing in it? Ro's been a huge fan of the series, so I know Ro likes it.
So we're kind of in a weird position here, just like as a preamble before everyone gives their thoughts. We have not played vanilla Play Ball. We don't, just to tell that to the audience, we don't know how the baseball one goes. And so I'm also not sure how much of this is you and how much of this is the original game.
I changed the flavors. The only thing that I added was the running back mechanics.
Okay.
That's the only thing I changed or added myself to make sense, but it follows the same logic of the baseball game. Everything in the passing game that you heard was 1-for-1 pitching and batting.
Okay.
I just changed the text.
Yeah, even I think you had left the word pitcher in one of the
one of the abilities full on
but
has the word pitcher in it still, and I forgot to change it.
Okay.
Yeah, all your abilities are the same. I just changed the lingo.
I feel embarrassed saying this, but it was really, really fun, and I'm not sure I can place my finger on why.
Sure.
But it was, and we're pretty honest here. I don't know. We might have lied a little bit because
it's a very fluid game. I feel like it goes in and out. Like you can be really flexible with it. Yeah, no, I get it. Like, for me, it's like the all of it is good. The all of it's fun. It doesn't like leave a lot of dead air between things. It's pretty easy to grasp.
Is interpreting your on the field moves to be used off the field, is that a thing in the game text, or was that a GM decision?
That's a Grant special, baby.
Okay.
I did it in the GMM episode for Play Ball as well, because the question came up like, hey, I have these abilities, can I use them in the social part? And I was like, nothing says you can't.
Man, I would highly recommend that be like, if Ro is listening, like I would highly recommend that be like folded into the base game somehow if you ever do like a version 2.0 or anything. Like I like the idea of like somebody using what they've learned in the sport off field and having that like very sports anime moment of like this of like your assassination classroom moment, right? Of like,
yeah,
this math test is just like assassinating someone. Like,
classic sports anime assassination classroom.
Sports anime.
Yeah, but it's the same thing. They just replaced sports with assassinating people.
Why didn't you just
no,
replace
Assassination Classroom is a sports anime. I'm putting my foot down.
In the sport, it's blood sport.
Well, they don't ever actually kill anyone. They're learning how to kill people.
Ben? I haven't watched this anime. I've watched.
It's so good. It's so fucking good. I highly recommend Assassination Classroom.
Gen Z, Alex, thoughts on the system?
I liked it a lot. There were a few like math tweaks I'd probably make to some of these tables, but apart from that, I really liked it.
One thing I wish I would have done better is be more clear about difficulty values, but that's just a me thing.
I don't know. I didn't know what was going on a lot, and I still thought it was really fun.
I will say that if Alex says this is a good game, this is a good game. Because Alex is very honest, and he is also very particular. He's played at least 100,000 RPGs, and he likes maybe 5 of them.
Yeah.
So if he likes this game, then that means it's a good game.
I think this is portraying Alex as a little grumpier than he really is.
Yeah.
But yes, he has a palate. I agree that he has a very specific palate. And I think that's a good thing. personally.
Usually Alex doesn't like the games we play. Like, I think of all of the systems we played, he really has liked maybe a quarter of them. That's pretty generous, I think.
Maybe that just makes me a bad gamer.
I don't think so, Alex. I think that you're just very you have a refined taste. It's like coffee snobs. It doesn't mean that they're bad at coffee. It means that they're better at coffee than we are.
I will say in Alex's defense, because I think there is one thing he and I see eye to eye on, and it's I understand from listening to this so that Alex enjoys a good, thick, crunchy, like deep game.
I do.
And a lot of those games can get very lost in their own ideas, where they make it so crunchy to the point that it becomes incoherent and hard to grasp, or the certain mechanics don't wind up serving a point
purpose.
very well, a
Yeah.
purpose. Yeah. So like I listen to Alex's critiques and I keep them in mind. I don't think he's like a grumpy gamer. I think this is a medium where it's very easy to overwrite. And Roe did not overwrite play ball at all.
Mm.
But also,
I'm so sorry.
it's not loosey. It's not loosey goosey.
I did not mean to portray Alex as a grumpy gamer at all.
You
this
did.
was not meant as
No,
a
Ben
You're
did,
criticism.
throwing
so
me
I
right
was-
under that. You were throwing
I
me right
didn't
under that
mean to say
football
that.
tour bus.
I'm
Listen,
sorry, Alex. I'm sorry.
No, it's good
Official
that you brought this up,
apology.
Cincy, because this is what Alex doesn't like. I'm going to speak for my friend Alex, whose taste I admire very much. Alex does not like it when things are loosey goosey. He does not like it when you don't have an initiative order. He doesn't like that shit. And there's nothing, even though this game is simple, there's nothing that's loosey goosey.
That's true. It's very sure of what it is.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's got
Yeah.
a good table to it. I like a good table.
It's not, it's open to interpretation a little bit, but not like so widely that it becomes like not a mechanic anymore.
It's not powered by the apocalypse by any means.
Ugh.
like the dice serve a purpose. There is I like that it's like clearly defined role play rules too, you know, like how you act is also dependent on your style or your study, for example. And then when you get to the actual baseball part, it's clear to read tables that give you enough wiggle room as a GM to like do what you got to do, but it's not so like, you know, loose that the rules don't matter. It's a really good like mechanical game and a good game for storytelling, which is why play ball is legitimately one of my 3 favorite systems. Like, baseball fan aside, I just think it's a really solid fucking game and one that I want to run all the time.
Like, Grant, you did it. Like, I did love this game also. I loved
Good.
the role-playing elements. I loved the different, what are they called? Like, the study and the skill.
the
and
stats,
style.
I guess.
The stats,
Yeah.
is it stats?
Yeah.
Stats, yeah.
I loved the stats. I loved that. It was so much fun and so cool, and it worked perfectly. And yeah, this game gets like big thumbs up from me.
And
Loved
it uses God's perfect dice, the D12.
That's my favorite die.
good. It was good. Just good all around.
The Pentagon.
Like, even
Twice
as
as
someone
good as a
who,
D6.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Again, I don't want to keep playing the I don't know anything about sports card, but like it was fun for me to play. It was easy for me to play.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. A lot of times I didn't quite know what was going on, and it was still fun for some reason.
Yeah.
In the last episode, I
For some
grokked
reason.
it pretty well.
Because Grant held our hands. Like when our knowledge fell short, Grant like held our hands and helped us get over there, like with the game. So yeah, it
Maybe
was.
that's the one thing to say. The one even like possibly con to this game is you probably do need a good GM for it.
A game master who is familiar with the sport you're flavoring it as is helpful.
Yeah.
And the first time I played it with a room full of people who were baseball nerds and really loved that culture
Nice.
and grew up playing like high school sports, and also my sister. Actually, my sister did track in high school, so she also did a high school sport. You
Well, I know how to play baseball.
Yeah, I think if you're born in America, it's in your DNA. You just like come out the
I
womb
played it.
understanding baseball.
I was bad at it, but I played it.
Yeah, but you can understand it. Hit
Yeah,
ball
yeah.
run. But yeah, I mean, it helps. It helps. I mean, but you could say that about any game. Your game master should understand what's going on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
All right. Casting.
Casting.
This is the fun part. We're going to cast some characters here. Alex and Jency and I are casting our player characters, and Grant's going to cast some core NPCs. If anyone's got any ideas for other people's characters, that's okay too. But let's start with Alex.
Alex, it's me. So
Hi,
my
Alex.
first thought
For Portman.
for portmanteau is Alan Tudyk.
That's a good one. That's good. I like
Okay.
it.
I love me some Alan Tudyk, and he's to be in more things.
Did you have
Yeah,
a second
that's good.
thought?
I didn't.
Okay.
I just
Nice.
said that was my
I love that
first
you
thought.
set it up that way, though.
First set, only thought.
First
Nice.
thought, best
It's
thought.
not, it's not incorrect. It's not inaccurate to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
You know,
love it.
also
That's
like
good. That's a good choice.
you want a 50-year-old guy, right? Like
Oh,
it
yeah.
should be a guy.
Older guy.
Yeah. That's
We
not, but
know
it's
he
not
can do a
elderly.
pirate accent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he can do a pirate accent. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, this is Alan Tudyk. He can do any accent.
True.
Okay, but this still feels like it's, you know, it's as weird to cast Alan Tudyk as it is Adam Sandler.
What?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I would be more excited to see Adam Tudyk than Adam Sandler.
Okay.
I'll put it out there.
No, this isn't about who's better as an actor. But I think we all thought it was a little bit weird to cast Adam
If someone
Sandler.
walked up to me and showed me Adam Tudyk and Adam Sandler next to each other and said, "Which of these two men do you think is as a football quarterback?" I would point at Tudyk before I pointed at Sandler.
Does
Oh,
he have
I
the
guess I'm
build
really
for it,
forgetting
Grant?
that quarterbacks are wiry dudes.
Yeah, they can take a lot of different shapes and sizes. They can be
Yeah.
tall. They can be. There's a guy from the Steelers whose nickname was literally Big Ben because he was built like a fridge.
I will say I understand the Adam Sandler in a football movie because he'd already been in one with the Water Boy.
Oh, right, that's right. Yeah, you said that, and I think that's a good point.
It's also weird a man his size is playing linebacker. I'm just saying. That's
Yeah.
all I'm gonna say.
Makes more sense that he's a quarterback.
Sure.
I googled Alan Tudyk's age just to make sure I wasn't talking out of my ass, and I'm not. I'm about right. But then it just decided to give me like 3 other unrelated celebrities' ages underneath, just in case I was curious about
It's
that
like
too.
people who asked about Alex Tudyk's age want to know about these people's
Yeah,
age.
like
too.
Tamira Morrison is one of them.
Google, turn your AI feature off. It's bad and it's killing the environment, and I hate you.
It's bad.
So bad for the environment. AI is God.
I
I
do
didn't
have
even
one
realize.
other casting,
Ah.
but I'm going to save it for a little bit and let somebody else
Oh.
go.
Okay.
Ooh.
How about
Mystery.
Chintzy?
Hi, I'm Jency. I initially struggled at this because I was like, who am I gonna cast to play Blasius? I don't know. And then time is an illusion. I want us to remember that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Time's wobbly in our casting.
I want to say I know who you're going to cast.
Do you?
I want to say I know who you're going to cast.
Hey, write it on a piece of paper real quick, and then
Okay,
Write it
yeah.
on a piece of paper. Hold on.
Oh yeah, I'm
Everybody
going to
pause.
too. Hold on.
and then you can
Okay, got
reveal it like Johnny Carson. I have no idea. I'm not even.
I'm probably wrong, but I want to be
So
right.
excited about this. Put it on your phone or something, Alex, if you don't have paper.
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
Paper.
Do it, Jenzy.
Well,
Wait, I have to wait till Alex writes
it. Let him write. Yeah,
God, what if we're not? What if
It'll be funny.
I
This is
can't.
the
what
biggest
if I
miss
say
shot
my
in the
thing
whole
and you're
world.
like, God, why would you cast
No,
that person?
It would be amazing. It'll be amazing either way. Well, for me at least, it will be amazing.
Okay, I've got it. I've got it written in the Roleplay Retcon chat.
Okay.
I'll
I'm
hit
gonna
send
Post-it note it.
Okay,
as soon as
Okay.
you say something.
that seems
All
like
right.
you could still cheat that. But okay.
Hold on, I have to pull up the
Or I'll
Roleplay
send it. I'll
Retcon.
send it now, and then just
Wait.
don't look at the chat.
Just don't look,
at
Jenzy.
it.
Okay, I'm
Just
not
don't
gonna look.
Okay.
So I've
Don't look.
sent it. Nobody look at it until
Nobody look at it. Nobody look at it.
I'm not
All
looking.
right.
Okay.
The person that I would cast as Vociferous, because time is an illusion, is Andre the Giant.
I wrote onto the
Shit.
giant. I swear to God, I'm holding it in my hand.
good job. Well done, Grant.
Out of
Who
my
did you
face.
write?
I write Michael Clark Duncan.
Oh, fuck! That's such a good idea.
Yeah, I know.
I kind of thought
That's
that you
such
were
a good
channeling
idea.
him just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Dude, that's such a good idea. I didn't even think about him. If I had thought about him or seen his name, then I maybe would have picked him.
Michael Clark Duncan is the vibe that I picked for Vociferous, but I picked a different person, if that makes sense.
That makes sense. Yeah. Aw, man, me and Grand were linked up, though.
You did.
I
You did
straight
a
up
good
wrote
job.
Andre the Giant the minute you were like, okay, remember time is wobbly. It's like, okay, they're dead and they're big.
Yeah. But no, both of those are excellent picks. Michael Clark Duncan, excellent pick. So those
I
are my
love
top two.
I love Michael Clark Duncan.
Whichever
R.I.P.
one will accept the
Michael
casting
Clark
call.
Duncan.
Well, time is an
Well,
illusion.
Well, Andre the
Well, one of
Giant's
them,
also
yeah,
just
I
a
was
good pick
did
because
die. Oh, they
Time
both
is an
died.
illusion.
they're both
They both have died.
yeah, they both have died. I will say with the Andre the Giant pick though, because it's on accident, it's a very apropos callback to how the remake of The Longest Yard did their casting because it has a lot of wrestlers in it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hey, listen, Jaws, the guy that did Jaws is in the original.
That's true.
Wow.
He plays the really big, scary guy.
Jaws, the Bond villain. Jensen.
Yes.
Not the
Oh.
shark.
Not the
I
shark.
thought we were talking about the shark. I'm like, that's cool, man.
What
The
hell,
original
Lindsay?
movie was weird.
The guy in the mechanical shark. That's cool.
Okay, so for Cornflake Cogburn, I have two. Is that cheating?
No, I have two now.
Oh, that's true. You have two. So I think one of my picks is I think it should be Doug Jones, like just getting to use his human face and body for once.
So you're gonna cast him as his human self. That's interesting.
Yeah. But I mean, if you look him up, he's like a tall, skinny guy.
But your guy
looks-
is like 5'9".
Yeah, I always
I
imagine
don't
your
know where
guy's
you
like a
guys.
tic
I
tac.
kept getting that my guy is short. I never said
Because
that.
you said he was short.
I could have
I said
swore
he
you
weighed
said he was
95
short.
pounds.
I thought you said he was 5'9", 90 pounds.
Maybe I
Like
did.
he's
I don't
like
know.
he came up
I-
to my belly button or something.
I imagined him being a tic tac.
Is 5'9" short? That seems pretty average.
I'm sorry, I meant 4'9".
Oh,
Did
I
I
don't
say
know about
5'9"?
that.
I don't think four. I imagine him short because he was the running guy.
Yeah.
I have always imagined him tall and skinny.
In my
so.
mind, I
Funny.
knew that he was shorter than Jinsey as a person.
Jency, how tall are you?
Wait,
And
wait.
Jinsey as a person is 5'2". So he is shorter
Well,
than
that's
me.
your fault. That's not my fault.
It is your fault that you're that short.
No.
Jensen.
It's your fault that you imagine. It's your fault that you imagine him that way.
We keep telling Jency to quit smoking. It's shrinking
Yeah,
them.
quit
but they won't
smoking, drink
listen
more
to
milk.
us.
Stop drinking
It's
coffee.
too late
so
for that,
much.
man.
And then my other one, I think he's done a lot of proving that he can play a lot more roles than the role he became famous for, and that's my boy Robbie P. Dog,
Robert Pattinson.
aka Robert Pattinson.
I do like a
Oh.
Robert Pattinson.
Like we've seen that fucking Mickey 17 trailer, right? We've
I
seen
cannot
I'm
wait
pretty-
till that movie comes
yeah,
out.
fucking
I love the
fuck
book.
yeah. We've heard him in The Boy and the Heron doing that completely unrecognizable voice.
Yeah, I mean, you could put him in
So-
anything. He's a great actor.
He was a good Batman.
He's a good
He's a good
Batman. It almost
Batman.
feels cheating because I think he like may secretly be one of our greatest living actors.
He probably is. At this point, yeah. He probably is.
Really in a role beneath him.
What is?
As
Oh, this?
Cockburn.
This one?
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe we should go with Doug Jones. Be like, Doug, would you like someone to see your real face for once and I have to be in a makeup chair for 18 hours? And he'd be
And
like,
he says,
fuck,
"No, thank you."
yes.
I don't know.
Maybe
I
we
think
can
he
we can
likes it.
have our cake and eat it too, because maybe Doug Jones like plays his face, but we prosthetic him up to be shorter.
We make him a weird looking guy. He's like still a human.
We
He's
give
just
him
a
reverse
weird
stilts.
looking human.
Just give him the Gary Oldman treatment.
Yeah, there you go.
He looks
Think of
like
the
Rowan
Hobbit people.
Atkinson.
Ooh, Rowan Atkinson would be a good cornflake.
No, he would not. Fuck that. No, thank you. I think Alex should play Cornflake Cogburn. I think Alex Blasius should play Cornflake Cogburn in the movie.
How dare you?
I think Gen Z should play cornflake in the movie.
Yeah, agreed.
Can you do the voice, Cincy? Can you do the voice?
Hey, I'm Cornflake, and I run away from stuff.
Man, I really thought I had set you up for failure, but
It's perfect.
yeah, you did pretty
I'm
good.
Cornflake Cogburn. I'm a shrimp pervert. Look at me.
Okay, well now you're
Hey,
doing
you want to see my shrimp?
you're doing like Solid Snake. Like
My friend Ben, he's got a huge penis.
that's a little closer.
But not me. My
It's a
penis is small,
No one said it was small.
They call me the shrimp because it's so small.
but I got an
Got a
even bigger
tattoo
shrimp
on
on
my
my back.
Okay.
Its name is Ben, and his penis.
All right.
Woo!
Grant, tell us your castings.
I also casted the PCs because I thought that's what we were doing, and I'm an overachiever. Portman, I cast with Jeffrey Rush, but 20 years ago.
Ah.
I don't have to Google all of these people.
He's
Captain
he's the Pirates of-
Barbossa
Yeah, Captain
and-
Barbossa, Pirates of the Caribbean.
Nice. Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah, because
Also, Casanova Frankenstein.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes, I just like Jeffrey Rush, and I wish he was in everything.
He's great.
Ben will hate me because I was under the impression that Cornflake was a littler guy. But speaking of actors who became known for one thing but have proven they can do many things,
Timothée
I
Chalamet.
did Elijah Wood for Cornflake.
Oh.
See, now I like that. I like that.
I like that.
I think we're good enough friends that I can tell you that's a bad casting.
No, that's the best.
No, sir. That's
Alex and I both think that's the
Mhm.
best. I think maybe you're wrong about this.
By the standards of democracy, that means I'm right. For Bocephorus, okay, so I gave an actual football player for Bocephorus.
ooh.
And it's my guy, Vince Wilfork, Houston Texans legend, a bowling ball of a man, truly very funny, very kind-hearted gentleman. Like you see a picture of this guy and it's hard not to smile. There was a season of a football documentary series that HBO does every year called Hard Knocks, where they do the Houston Texans, and you learn that Vince Wilfork every day when he shows up for practice before he puts his pads on is just wearing a pair of overalls, and that's it. And that's who I imagine for Bocephorus.
Listen, that's amazing. That's such a good choice. And
I
he's
love
so
him.
cute. He has
I
such
love
a
Vince
sweet
Wilfork.
smile.
Yeah,
I
He's a
love
good
his
dude.
overalls.
good dude, 300-pound man. And when you say squish a cop, I just think of Vince Wilfork destroying quarterbacks.
Nice. That's a good one.
Though those are my guys for the main cast.
Those are all good.
For the warden, I'm keeping James Cromwell. I
Might as well.
think it's a good cast. I like James Cromwell and everything he does, and I'm like, just let him be a silly little farm man like he is in Babe or something, Like just let
good.
him play it silly, and I
That'll
think he'd
do,
do great.
Portman.
I've got no beef with James Cromwell. I'll keep him.
Nice.
He can still say
for-
that'll do, pig. He's just talking to the.
He can still say
guards.
that'll do, pig. It'll be just fun. I call him all my guards pig. Plus, he's already Southern, so we're
Like I'm
whatever.
the damn president.
I'm the damn president. Captain Knievel. I went back and forth on Captain Knievel, but I just kind of went with like face on this one. I went with Jake Gyllenhaal for Captain Knievel.
Oh, that's a good one.
I don't have like great reasons or like other Jake Gyllenhaal roles I could point to. I'm just like, well, someone in this movie has to drive up ticket prices, so let's make it Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah, that's good.
I see it.
I've already got Jeffrey Rush in the lead. Playing the role of Burt Reynolds. Listen, two choices, one living, one dead. The obvious one, Norm Macdonald.
Oh my god.
R.I.P.
Oh my god.
R.I.P. to my boy Norm.
Oh my god.
But if anyone was a living person who I think could do the Norm Macdonald impression of Burt Reynolds justice and give him like the character that he has, I'm going Bill Hader.
Yes.
Let's see it.
Bill
I think
Hader all the time.
if he walked on camera with the big Burt Reynolds mustache and we obscured a few things and he's good at impressions, you just let him do his thing. Even Ben would be like, "Is this actually Burt Reynolds? Did we get Burt Reynolds?"
Did we?
And with the shoe thing, God, he would be so funny.
Counterpoint.
Sure.
I think we should get Marshawn Lynch in here somewhere.
I
And
honestly
I think it'd be
got
so
all
funny if he was a character named Burt Reynolds, and then like he wasn't trying to do an impression of Burt Reynolds or anything,
It's just Marshawn Lynch.
but his name was Burt Reynolds.
I almost put Marshawn Lynch for Bocephorus because I was thinking like who were football players who went on to do some acting, but I think his sense of humor is a little too high society. If you get
He's good
my
at
drift.
playing sharp-tongued people, and yeah.
If you, I think if you want to put Marshawn Lynch anywhere, I think he could actually be a fun Brucey.
Yeah, maybe.
I could also see him playing the head chef. He could be Beanbo Breen.
Nice.
You know, I agree that if you do this movie, I think more football players should be in it. And Marshawn Lynch could be the caretaker too, for the record.
Oh yeah, okay.
I think that'd be fun. The last person I did a casting for, I just focused on cast favorites here. But I also cast Peter Pistol, and this might be a little on the nose, but I picked Adam Driver.
Yes, obviously.
I imagined him as like a huge, broad-shouldered man.
Have you seen Kylo Ren with his shirt off?
Okay.
Point to Grant.
It's wide. He has wide pectorals.
Yeah. I need someone who can be funny by being stoic, and Adam Driver has that down.
He does look
Okay.
really well.
And he's got the military training, so he
It
can
like,
that's right.
thunder,
He is
it like
ex-military.
thunderbolted into me.
Yes.
Like I saw it all at once. Yeah.
Yes, he would be perfect. God, he would be perfect. He was a Marine, right?
He was a Marine,
one of
yeah.
the hardcore ones.
Yeah. So we're going to channel that and make fun of it.
Yes, he could.
I just want Adam Driver to say, I killed the Burger King.
I'll tell you that. Hey, to go back in time, I liked that better for the big scary guy. Instead of it being like it was kind of a cliche for the ringer to be the big murderous guy. I liked it being the soldier with the tragic backstory. Like that was way better than him just being like a mongrel.
Yeah, that was the other thing I wanted to avoid with doing this, because I feel at The Longest Yard, the movies both take a few cheap shots at the idea of prisoners being dumb. And if I really wanted to lean into the core messaging of those movies, which is the prison system's kind of fucky, you have to find a reason to cheer for these prisoners apart from their lovable idiots.
Mm.
Agreed.
Yeah.
And what better way to drive that home for the American public than by one of our boys in blue or green? What do they wear? Green? Black?
Tiger print.
In the Navy.
I've got one more casting.
Okay.
And just real quick. And it's probably one of my best characters. My most influential characters.
Bone Down Guy.
Bone Down Guy.
Is it Bone Down Guy?
It's Bone Down Guy.
Who I
think
cast
needs
Bone
to be
Down
played
Guy
by Adam Sandler.
You know, I agree with that. You know what? Yes, that is correct.
Just like Burt Reynolds was the cameo in the 2005 remake.
Just a little cameo to pass on the torch.
I'm talking like George Clooney in the Grand Budapest level of cameo, where you see him for a second. It's like, burn down,
burn down.
Yep. And most of the time we don't even see him, so his lines could be pre-recorded.
He's always off screen. It's just his voice.
What was it you said towards the end? They're boning me down.
He does get tackled by the guard.
Yeah, but you don't see him.
We don't see him because he's in his trench coat and hat. Yeah.
Yeah.
God, that's true.
He's trying to leave. That's also a fun homage if you make that guy Adam Sandler too. And when everyone thinks that Paul Crews is going to walk out with the crowd. Yeah. And then you see it's Adam Sandler as the bone down guy.
Yeah. Like you see his face. It's like at the end of Bullet Train, right? Which I won't spoil, but there is a face reveal in that. There's several in that movie. And so it's on the final Bone Down, we see the
Bullet Train so much.
Bullet Train's such a good movie.
It's a
great
good,
movie.
Dude.
Yeah.
You guys should remake good movies sometime.
Maybe, but they're
people
not.
probably did because people are
they're
stupid.
Dumb, the other dumb
People
people
are
who are
stupid,
dumb. It's a good fucking movie.
So good.
So,
all right, director time.
Yeah. So one thing we do sometimes is when we remember is we try to cast a director, and I think that honor is going to go to Grant since he's the GM.
I don't know this person's name, but
because we didn't tell Grant about this until right before we recorded.
Well, no, okay. So I'm in front of a computer. I could Google it right now, but I think it's funnier because if I say the person's name, you're gonna be like, "Fucking who?" But if I say
Spielberg,
what they're famous for, then maybe you'll pick up what I'm putting down. I wrote down whoever directed Tombstone.
My dad.
Alex's dad.
Okay, Tombstone.
Whoever directed Tombstone should be in charge of this. Because
Wow.
that's my favorite Western, and this takes place in Texas, which isn't the West, but whatever.
Yeah.
But I also just like how that movie handles action and makes the action kind of funny, if not, I don't think it's on purpose, but I think the action in Tombstone is very funny. I always think of the scene where Sam Elliott's character just screams "no" in slow motion and then starts shooting everyone while shouting "no" over and over again.
That's Kurt Russell.
It is Kurt Russell, you're right. But that's the bombastic level of energy I want from a Longest Yard remake. I want the guy who did Tombstone. It might have been Kurt Russell who directed it. I don't remember.
It's actually two gentlemen, George P. Cosmatos and Kevin Jarre.
Oh,
I think it was just written by Kevin Jarre.
That's a good one.
I think it was written by Kevin Jarre and
got them both as directors. So I don't know.
I could have very easily put down my favorite director, Edgar Wright, but I don't think that's the right vibe.
That's cheating, and you know it.
Yeah. But I also think
you can't say a director that can direct literally anything. What else you got up your sleeve? Danny Boyle.
Wes Anderson.
Yeah, Wes Anderson.
Fuck yeah.
But yeah,
I'm just kidding, Grant. I'm just kidding.
The Tombstone Boys. That's who I want.
I think that's very good because I feel like Tombstone even has. I think I feel like the cartoony action is on purpose because then it suddenly gets real.
Yeah,
kind of like how The Longest Yard wants to do it when they kill Caretaker.
Yeah, you get me.
Yeah, I actually very much do. I think that's a fine choice.
God, I want to watch Tombstone again. It
rules.
It's
a good fucking movie.
I watched it a couple weeks ago.
I'll be your Huckleberry.
God, I love Tombstone.
God, I love Tombstone.
I'm just gonna be jacked up about it.
Well, guys, I think that's it.
No, there's more stuff we got to talk about.
Like what?
Did you all not pick directors or just me?
No,
just you, bud.
You get the honor. The GM gets the honor.
Okay, well then there you go.
But no, all good things come to an end, Jency. Grant, tell us about Game Master Monday and anything else you got going on that I just don't know about.
Hello. If you enjoyed this mini series, and I have to assume you did because you stuck around for the rehash, you can catch more of me over at the podcast Game Master Monday. We play a new one-shot in a new system with a new cast every episode, and we do semi-annual mini-series ourselves for about 4-ish episodes, usually.
Game Master Monday's newest mini-series is Sherwood, Kill the Round Table, using the game Sherwood by R. Rook Studios. Kill the Round Table pits Robin Hood's merry men against King Arthur's court in the ultimate battle to save time itself. There's already one episode out, and there's another episode every Monday this month.
You can also catch Game Master Monday on Twitch. We have a live stream service where once a month we bring a guest Game Master on to run their dream mini-series that maybe they don't have the platform for, or maybe it's not something they would do on their channel, or maybe they don't have a podcast and they've always wanted to try actual play. So we have that called Game Master Monday Presents, and we'll do a live one-shot if a month has 5 Mondays in it called Fifth Monday Live, where a guest Game Master runs something for me and my friends. So yeah, come check us out. Subscribe to us on Twitch, YouTube, your favorite podcast network. You can find us at Game Master Monday on all the social medias, but you only really should worry about Blue Sky because all the other ones are evil now, I guess. Whatever. And yeah, that's me. That's all you need to know.
Coming up next, we got a one-shot with Super Dylan, the host of the One Shot Podcast, which is the flagship podcast of our network, the One Shot Network. Where we're going to remake Cocktail using a game called Spin the Bottle.
Yes, I was hoping.
Except I've actually tweaked it a little bit. I've made a spun by the bottle game called A Twist of Fate, where I add a couple mechanics to it. Because the first page of Spin the Bottle begs people to do that, so I've done it.
Yes. I love Spin the Bottle. I love that game. Dylan's so good.
Yeah, I need to listen to your episode so I know how to play it right.
It's so easy. Don't even
apparently
fret,
you did it right. Is the thing. Is the word from heaven.
Only thing I know how to do, baby.
And then after that, we're going to remake Pacific Rim Uprising using the mech RPG Lancer, and that's going to be our second guest GM, Hen, also known as I Write Robots.
And in some parts of the internet, Kissing Robots.
I kiss robots.
Well, he's a known robot kisser.
Known robot kisser.
He's called I Write Robots. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Right.
Have fun learning Lancer, Gen Z. I mean that sincerely.
We already played it a little bit.
We did a little mini episode.
If you would like to learn how to play Lancer ahead of that, you can go to Patreon and watch Hen give us a little tutorial. We make some characters in a CompCon, which is a very stylish, character and mech management website for Lancer.
Cool.
And run a little bit of combat. And it's us, so it's still pretty funny, I think. We have some fun. And Hen knows this game very well, so that'll be nice.
That always helps.
And robots. Hen knows robots very well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're getting addicted to having GMs who know the game well. That's it's usually us looking at it for the first time.
It's such a breath of fresh air from what we usually do.
I listen, as a person who has to learn a new one every 2 weeks, I hear you.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it. All right, we'll see you next time.
I won't.
See ya.
Bye.
Hey, wait, we gotta say goodbye. We gotta say goodbye to Grant.
We're saying goodbye to Grant now.
We didn't do our long tearful goodbyes. Like, Grant, we love you. We're gonna miss
Grant,
you.
we love you.
Shower me with cries.
But yeah, Grant, sincerely, thank you for being our first ever guest GM.
My honor and pleasure. And if I get my way with Hen, last.
Oh. Watch out,
Just kidding, Hen. You're doing great.
You're gonna do great.
You better do great. I set a really high bar.
You did, though, for real.
You did. Everybody say goodbye.
Goodbye.
And bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye, kisses.
In the universe of Star Wars Odyssey, space is made out of the collective imaginations of all the thinking beings who live on various planets. These worlds are connected to each other through imagination. Common themes and ideas are strings between universes. And to get between them, people fly wooden ships that look like animals, which are powered by emotions. Also, people communicate with each other by contemplating orbs. The only way you can take pictures is getting stared at by a big psychic bug. And people have already declared victory in a war over the very concept of evil. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Star Wars Odyssey follows the adventures of the hapless inhabitants of the Lucky Finn tenement building, who suddenly find that their apartment is actually a spaceship, and that they're lost in a sea of boundless imagination. It's an actual play starring me, James D'Amato, Mel D'Amato, Ali Grauer, and Drew Merzieski, as we playtest the No Kings system, which will hopefully one day be the Skyjacks role-playing system. It toes the line between weird and wonderful slice of life and high-flying space fantasy. You can sample the first 5 episodes by searching for Star Wars Odyssey on your favorite podcast app, or get the whole thing by heading to patreon.com/oneshotpodcast and signing up for $5 a month or more.